This is Oda X5 on the afternoon of Monday, 1st of May. This will be a theory as to why Big Mom is who she is, how this arc will end, how the next arc will end. I will give you everything you will need to know. If you don't want to be spoiled, close this video. Big Mom is going to be, wait for this, a good person. Big Mom will be an ally of the Strawhats. Let me explain. Remember what Lola said in chapter 489. This Viva card I received from my mama. If you ever have a problem, you can follow it and meet with my mother. At that time, tell her that I'm doing fine as well if you could. In the mind of Lola, who knows her mother, she thinks of her in a positive light as someone who would be an ally of the Strawhats. Someone who cares about her own well-being. Now, having seen Big Mom's reaction when the Strawhats mentioned Lola, how can Lola confidently give the Strawhats Big Mom's Viva card and tell them to seek her out in the new world if she knew Big Mom was angry at her for running away? Shit makes no sense. The truth is that, in fact, Big Mom was never angry at Lola, and Lola left Big Mom on good terms. If that is not the case, and in fact Big Mom was angry at Lola for running away, would Lola even have Big Mom's Viva card in the first place? We know that not even Big Mom's children are allowed to carry her Viva card. The only way Lola could have gotten her hands on the Viva card is by stealing it or receiving it from Big Mom. So if we assume that Big Mom does not resent Lola and that they separated on good terms because Lola would not lie to the Strawhats, then how come she appears to be hateful towards Lola and evil, actually, in this arc? Again, it makes no sense. The answer is, she is evil because of the one person on that island who can change people's perception of things through manipulating their memories. You know who I'm talking about. That is Pudding. Lola has good memories of her mother. Why else would she tell them to go seek her mom out if they're ever in a pinch, if she did not think she would be a good person to them? We can conclude that Lola's memories are correct and she is not lying. But the lie is in fact coming from Pudding. And Pudding somehow managed to change Big Mom and manipulate her into this weird bipolar person through that devil fruit power. Now, if Pudding gets done, destroyed, killed, whatever you want to call it, then obviously this will have some effect on everyone else. Everyone she manipulated, everyone she affected through that devil fruit in the past. Think about what happened when Sugar was knocked out in the previous arc. All the toys became human again. A similar thing will happen in this arc. Mark my words. Make no mistake about this. Pudding gets either killed or KO'd at some point, and all that messed up shit she did, the manipulation of other people's memories, gets reset and the truth will resurface. Then Big Mom will return to her former self, the Big Mom that Lola knew, the one that Lola remembered, which is when the Strawhats will use the Viva card and Lola's signature to prove they were friends. And this will in turn make Big Mom an ally of the Strawhats. Remember that the signature was never used. Lola's signature, she signed the Viva card. She signed it for a reason. Now, why do I keep stressing the fact that she will become an ally? And what will her role be post-reconciliation with the Strawhats? Ask yourself this question. Where are the Strawhats headed next? All of this Toadland arc is a sideshow to retrieve Sanji and give him some screen time. This is, after all, the year of Brook. The next major arc is Kaido, a man who cannot die. How is he going to be defeated? This is a very, very important question. Well, it just so happens that the Strawhats will become allies with the only person who can literally take your life. Do you hear what I'm saying? How convenient is all of this? The fact that they went to meet Big Mom, someone who was hinted at earlier in the series to come and help them, to come to their aid. The only person who can take souls before going to fight a Yonko who literally cannot be killed tells you everything you need to know. The Alliance will probably fight Kaido and weaken him so much, but they will never be able to kill him. Now guess what? Big Mom will finish that job. Mark my words. How badass is that shit? And Kaido will probably be grateful to them for killing him. After all, he has been trying to die for a very, very long time. Kaido will probably die a happy man. And as a side note, the fact that he cannot be killed makes me think, just how long has this man been alive? Could it be hundreds of years? Could it be since the Void Century? Could he have lived during the Void Century? This is what I'm looking forward to the most, knowing that aspect of the story. How long has this man been alive? If Big Mom is able to kill him by taking his soul, he might even be so grateful to this alliance that he instructs his crew to help them at some point in the future. Do you know what that means? More allies for Luffy to help him in the final war. After all, he has been making allies at every stop of his journey. And I believe this is important for the final war, as it won't be his crew against the government. It would most certainly be a war of pirates versus the world government. I will tell you this. We know that the next arc will be centered around taking down Yonko, Kaido. Luffy and Law are already planning to do just that. We know that Kid, Apu, and Hawkins have already had an encounter with Kaido, and we have seen in the manga that Kid is locked up there as well. We also saw a panel where Apu is reporting to Kaido that they have lost communication with Jack, referring to Kaido as Lord Kaido, Kaido-sama. It is therefore safe to assume that Apu and Hawkins have joined Kaido as well, while Kid did not, and that is why he is locked up. We also know that X-Drake is part of Kaido's crew. We also saw Kaido meeting with Uruj before he attempted suicide in the chapter where he was introduced in the manga. So we have 10 out of 11 supernovas involved in this arc, including Zoro and Killer. We're talking about the Kaido arc. The only one missing is Bonnie, and I strongly believe that she will also be involved in the arc somehow. There is no way she will be left out when all of the other supernovas are involved. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? I'll give you a moment to put the pieces of the puzzle together. The next arc involving Kaido will unite all of the supernovas against Kaido. Boom! Remember the last time they were all together at Shippondi? They were fighting together against the Marines too. So far in the New World, we have seen Oda replicate some things from the first half of the manga, providing a somewhat more intense version of the plot in the next part, in the next half. Because the New World is meant to be a more cruel / violent part or aspect of the story and the world. For example, Arabasta and Dressrosa were similar in terms of plotline, yet the intensity and violence was higher in Dressrosa. Another example is Arlong Park versus Fisherman Island. And just like Marineford marked the end of the first half, the second half will end with the final war. So if we accept that mirroring aspect of the story, then this upcoming Kaido arc could be a more intense version of the Shippundi arc, where the supernovas fought together against the Marines, except now they are fighting together against Kaido. You heard it first here, folks. Bye!